The words you repeat day after day slowly become the mind you live inside. This is something the Stoics understood long before modern psychology confirmed it. Epictetus told his students that we should first learn the meaning of what we say and only then speak. Because language is not just how we describe our world, it is how we build it. Say you are powerless often enough, and you become powerless. Speak like a victim, and you begin to live like one. Truly intelligent people understand this instinctively. It is not that they are smarter in some cold, academic way. It is that they are careful. They know that certain phrases, repeated out loud, quietly shrink a person, and so they have removed those phrases from their vocabulary entirely. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you 7 things an intelligent person, guided by Stoic wisdom, would never say, and number 5 is the phrase that silently keeps most people trapped for their entire lives. As I go through each one, listen closely, and notice which of these has slipped into your own speech, because the fastest way to change your mind is to first change your words. Let us begin. The first thing an intelligent person never says is, "It's not fair." Life is not fair. The intelligent person accepted this long ago, not with bitterness, but with clarity. Complaining that something is unfair changes nothing about the situation. It only trains your mind to feel like a helpless victim of the world. The Stoics taught that we should focus our energy only on what is within our control, and our own response is always within our control. When something unfair happens, the wise person does not waste a single breath protesting the unfairness. They ask a better question. Given that this has happened, what is the wisest thing I can do now? Fairness is a story we tell ourselves. Effectiveness is what actually changes your life. Trade the words, "It's not fair," for "What can I do about it?" and watch how quickly your power returns. But complaining about fairness is only the first trap. The next phrase quietly steals your future. The second thing an intelligent person never says is, "I can't." There is a vast difference between "I can't" and "I won't," or "I haven't yet." Most of the time, when people say they cannot do something, what they truly mean is that they are unwilling to pay the price, or afraid to try. The Stoics believed deeply in human agency. Every "I can't" spoken out loud is a small surrender, a quiet vote for your own limitation, and the mind is always listening. Say it enough, and you build an invisible cage, one bar at a time. The intelligent person chooses their words with care. Instead of "I can't," they say, "I don't know how yet," or "I'm choosing not to." These words keep the door open. They keep you in control of the decision, rather than pretending the decision was never yours to make. Guard the phrase, "I can't." It is far more expensive than it sounds, but even those who believe they can often trap themselves with the next phrase. The third thing an intelligent person never says is, "That's just the way I am." This phrase sounds like honesty. In truth, it is a locked door. It is what people say to excuse the parts of themselves they are unwilling to examine. My temper, my impatience, my habits. That's just the way I am. The entire foundation of Stoic philosophy is that a human being can change through reason, reflection, and practice. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, spent every night working to become better the next day. He never once decided he was finished. When you say "that's just the way I am," you freeze yourself in place. You hand your flaws a permanent home. The intelligent person says the opposite. "That is how I have been, but I am working on it." Character is not a fixed statue. It is something you carve, a little more, every single day. But growth requires learning, and the next phrase quietly kills it. The fourth thing an intelligent person never says is, "I already know that." This is the phrase of a closing mind. The moment you say, "I already know that," you stop listening, you stop learning. You place your existing knowledge above the possibility of understanding something more deeply. The Stoics were lifelong students. Seneca, one of the wisest men of his age, wrote that he was still learning and that he intended to keep learning until his last breath. The wisest people are almost never the ones who feel they know the most. They are the ones most aware of how much they still do not know. There is a world of difference between hearing something and truly absorbing it. When you catch yourself thinking, "I already know that," pause and ask instead, Do I actually live by this, or do I merely recognize the words? That single shift keeps your mind open, and an open mind is the foundation of real intelligence. But of all these phrases, the fifth is the one that keeps people trapped the longest. The fifth thing an intelligent person never says is, "It's their fault." This is the phrase that silently imprisons more lives than any other. When something goes wrong, the untrained mind immediately looks outward. My boss, my partner, my parents, the economy, my bad luck. And the moment the blame lands on someone else, all of your power to fix it leaves with it. Here is the hard, liberating truth the Stoics discovered. The instant you blame another person for your situation, you hand them control over your life. If your unhappiness is their fault, then only they can fix it, and you are left waiting, powerless, forever. The intelligent person does something that feels uncomfortable at first, but sets them free. They ask, "What was my part in this? What can I control going forward?" This is not about accepting blame you do not deserve. It is about reclaiming responsibility, because responsibility is where your power lives. The person who owns their part of every problem is the only person who can ever change it. Stop looking for who is at fault, and start looking for what you can do. That shift alone can change the entire course of a life, but even the responsible can sabotage themselves with the next phrase. The sixth thing an intelligent person never says is, "I'll be happy when." I'll be happy when I get the promotion, when I find the relationship, when I have enough money, when things finally settle down. It sounds harmless, even motivating, but it is a quiet trap that can steal an entire lifetime. The Stoics understood that a life spent always waiting to arrive is a life never actually lived. When you tie your happiness to a future condition, you train yourself to postpone peace endlessly. Because when you reach that goal, the mind simply moves the finish line. "I'll be happy when" becomes a horizon that always retreats. Seneca warned that while we wait to live, life passes us by. The intelligent person learns to find contentment in the present, even while striving for more. They pursue their goals fully, but they do not hold their peace hostage to them. Happiness is not a destination you reach, it is a way of traveling. Stop saying, "I'll be happy when," and start finding something worthy in today. But there is one final phrase, and it undoes respect faster than any other. The seventh thing an intelligent person never says is, "Look what I did." The need to announce every achievement, to make sure everyone knows how much you accomplished, how hard you worked, how impressive you are, is the mark of insecurity, not strength. And people feel it instantly. The Stoics valued quiet substance over loud display. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire and wrote his deepest reflections in a private journal he never intended anyone to read. He had no need to broadcast his worth. His actions spoke, and he let them. When you constantly point to your own accomplishments, you actually make them smaller. You reveal that you need the applause. But when you let your results speak for themselves, when you stay quietly excellent and let others discover it on their own, your reputation grows in a way no self-promotion ever could. Do the work. Let it be seen without your narration. The most respected people in any room are rarely the ones announcing their value. So there they are, 7 things an intelligent person, guided by Stoic wisdom, would never say. "It's not fair. I can't. That's just the way I am. I already know that. It's their fault. I'll be happy when." And, "Look what I did." Now here is the honest part. As you listened, one of these phrases felt a little too familiar. One of them lives in your own daily speech, shaping your mind in ways you may never have noticed. That is not a reason for shame. It is the most valuable thing you can walk away with. So ask yourself now, which of these 7 do you say the most? Find that one phrase, and for the next week, simply catch yourself each time it appears. Replace it with the wiser words we talked through. You will be surprised how quickly changing your language begins to change the way you think, and then the way you live. Marcus Aurelius shaped an empire, but he began by shaping his own mind, one thought and one word at a time. You can begin the same way, today, with the very next sentence you speak. If this gave you something worth keeping, stay a while. Subscribe to Stoic Sovereign, and let this be the place you return to whenever you want to think a little clearer and live a little wiser. Until then, Rule yourself, and you will rule your life.